Hello everyone, welcome to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Brad Strawser, and I'm here with John Keenan and Hunter Pitcoff, and we're prepping for the NBA regular season. And it's time to make some bold predictions. John, I know you have some big thoughts on what's going to happen in the West this year.
Starting with the West, a team that I really enjoy, the Portland Trail Blazers. Coming off an impressive 53-win season last year, I make a bold prediction that they're going to win at least 60 games this season. Now, let me start off. The most obvious, the dynamic duo of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Coming off an impressive Western Conference performance last year, both with their best stats and playing as well as they have been throughout any playoffs in their career. Damian Lillard averaging 26.9 points, and his Robin to his Batman, CJ McCollum averaging 24 points and shooting 40% from the field. I just think that overall they continue to get better, they keep getting more efficient, and that they're going to continue to do that next year because now they have a chip on their shoulder because they could smell that championship run. I think the only thing they had going for them against them last year was that they didn't have their big man. Obviously, Jusuf Nurkic went down in March with that nasty leg injury, but according to the Portland Trail Blazers, he's going to be able to make a full return by February. So once he comes back into the performing with them, I think they'll be on their way to an impressive thing. But overall, instead of him, they now added their Hassan Whiteside from the Miami Heat, who is an impressive shot blocker and can give you 15 to 10 on any given night. So with all those points, I think they could get 60 in the West.
The only thing is Hassan Whiteside can also give you like 2 points, 8 rebounds, and like 10 minutes of foul trouble as well. Look, I like the Trailblazers a lot. I actually think they're a really good team, but the West is so tough this year. Teams are getting better. I think the Portland Trailblazers did get better. However, with that being said, I just don't think that with their cap situation, I just don't think they can take that next step and make another acquisition. And if I don't think they're there now, I just don't think they'll win 60 this year.
Look, I love the Trailblazers. I think Damian Lillard's awesome. I'm totally a Damian Lillard guy. 60 wins is a lot of wins. And I think you're close. I think they're going to be one of the top teams in the West. I think 60 is just a little bit high. A team I'm hot on this year in the West is going to be the Utah Jazz. They're going to be a top 2 team in the West this year. Look, I understand they underperformed last year. They were supposed to go 54-28. That's what they were expected to at the start of the season. They went 50-32, so not what was expected. But when we start evaluating teams, it's after the All-Star break, and they went 18-7. They were one of the hottest teams in the West after the break going into the playoffs. I think Donovan Mitchell had some pressure on him. The first year he kind of came out, took the league by storms, was impressive in the playoffs. Year 2, I think he was trying to live up to that, maybe put too much pressure on himself, and that's why the Jazz kind of underperformed last season. I think year 3, he's a little bit more experienced, a little bit more ready. The NBA looks entirely different now. Across the board, teams don't look the same. And I think the Jazz are going to step up, take one of those top 2 spots in the West and be a powerhouse this year.
Brad, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that because as much as I like Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, the West this year is just too powerful for them. They're a great duo, and I think they will be in playoff contention and maybe 5th, 6th seed around there. But to compare them against duos like LeBron and Anthony Davis or Kawhi and Paul George or Russell and Harden or even Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, I just think it's too much for them right now. Give them a couple years, Donovan Mitchell progresses, they get some more pieces around them. But second, I think that's pushing it a little bit.
Again, competition, I think, has a big part to do with this. That's why I don't see him top 2. And I think Donovan Mitchell would really have to be like MVP type season for Utah, in my opinion, to get there. But a guy who I do think is going to break out this year is my man, the baby goat himself, Luka Doncic. He is that dude. That is a cold brother right there. Look, him and Kristaps Porzingis, that could be one of the best up-and-coming duos in the NBA. The Mavericks did a terrific job surrounding the team, building it around Luka Doncic with shooters, guys who catch lobs, guys who can play defense. I think he's going to have a high usage rate. They'll use him similarly to how James Harden is used in the Houston Rockets. He will be second-team All-NBA this year. You all heard it here first.
Well, I'm going to have to slightly disagree with you on that. As we did see last year, Luka Doncic put on a performance that we thought he wasn't even a rookie last year. It seemed as if he was a veteran player. His basketball IQ was off the charts, but I think it's too early. And with Porzingis coming back, I think his usage rate will go down a little bit because he won't have to carry as much of an offensive load. But overall, I think 3rd team may be at the highest. A couple years from now, we can definitely have this conversation again. But I think it's a little too early for him right now, but he is an extraordinary player.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards John on this one. I just think it's a little too early. I think we might see a little bit of a sophomore slump. Kind of early in the season. I think he finds his feet late in the season. But I just think all NBA second team is just a little too high right now. I love him. I just think it's a little early right now to say that. But a player I'm looking at, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy, who's going to be coming out hard this year, Jabari Parker. He's with the Hawks now. Trae Young was competing with Doncic for a Rookie of the Year last year. I think he's still the star of the Hawks. Absolutely. Trae Young's still the star. But Jabari Parker's going to come back, be what he was in Milwaukee early, and he's going to be the number 2 to Trae Young, and the Hawks are going to be a presence to be dealt with in the East. He averaged 19 and 9 at Duke as a freshman. We have to remember, Jabari's still a kid. I mean, he's only 24 years old, and he averaged 20 points with the Bucks in 2017. Again, he'll be behind Trae Young. Everybody's going to be focusing on Trae Young. All eyes are on him from fans and opposing teams' defense. I think that's going to open up Jabari's game. He's going to come out ready, and he's going to perform really strong this year in the East.
Look, I love Jabari Parker. He was one of my favorite players that ever put on the Duke uniform. But that being said, that dude has so many scars on his knees, so many injuries. I think he'll be really good and make a big impact, but there's so much competition for the Atlanta Hawks in their front court this year that I think he'll be a complementary piece, but not per se like that dude for Atlanta this year.
I have to agree with you guys. As much as I do love Jabari Parker from Simeon to Chicago, I hope he does well this year. But the team I like in the East is the Miami Heat, and I'm going to tell you a bold prediction about them. I think the Heat will be the 4th seed in the East, and I'm going to tell you why. Obviously, last year with the legend, Dwayne Wade, the Hall of Famer, the Last Dance, they had to give him his credit. They had to let him run it the latter half of the season. But I think their mindset this year has changed to winning. Bringing in Jimmy Butler and Myers Leonard from Portland Trailblazers and from the Sixers, I think they're all about winning this year. Early clips of Jimmy Butler have surfaced of him trash-talking the Heat and them actually responding to it in the right way, opposed to as it was in Minnesota and in Philadelphia. I think Jimmy Butler we're going to see this year is going to be more of the Chicago Bulls Jimmy Butler, maybe 20 to 25 points a game, and I think he'll finish top 10 in MVP voting. And not to even mention their defense. Last year they finished 7th in defensive efficiency, and they had a stretch of games where Hassan Whiteside was benched, and now he's gone to Portland, where they started Bam, where they actually were 3rd. So overall, I think defensively and offensively, it's time for them to win, and I think they can win from their 39 games last year to like 45 this year.
All right, so we have a lot to think about going into the NBA season. We'll see what comes true in the weeks to come. That's all we have for Penn State Sports Night. For John Keenan and Hunter Pitcoff, I'm Brad Strawser, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching our latest edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also follow us on Twitter at PSSNTV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.